months. Jeez, I guess they did.
So this is a Kickstarter.
Yeah, I put like $100 towards it.
So Henry put $100 in the Kickstarter program. He got a box today.
I remember you actually talking about this, I think.
What is it?
It's a board game where you basically play like a prehistoric Japan, or not prehistoric, like folklore, Japanese folklore.
Like demons,
like the Meiji era.
Even before, they're like all like demons and goblins and stuff like that, and old warriors.
What's the name? What's the name of this?
Just called Rising Sun.
All those old paintings of like skeletons and things.
They gave me a lot of shit.
So wow.
Because it's all the expansions too.
Yeah.
Now,
This is cool.
Street value. How much would you say all this is worth that they sent you?
Probably over
I don't fucking know. I mean, this is exclusive to people who kickstarted it. I know for a fact because they were all these monsters here, like the Godzilla looking. What?
Godzilla.
Yeah, they have Godzilla. They have a bunch of other demons. These are exclusive only to people who backed it.
So what type of game would you say this is? You paint the pieces? Like
You don't have to paint it. I mean, it's like typically a board game. So you choose, I think it's up to 6 players. You control a portion of Japan. You basically fight over, or you can set up alliances between each other, and kind of screw everyone else over.
Kind of like Risk.
It is kind of like Risk, but with more of a because there's no phases. It's like, well, there is phases. I would say it's more like, there's a political phase, a war phase, like a rest phase, and so forth, and then like a new term. But I mean, when I was looking at it, I was like, the fucking artwork was amazing. Like,
that's what sold you?
yeah,
The artwork is good.
it kind of reminds me of like some of the old woodblock paintings from Japan. So
That's what I was thinking, yeah. It looks very cool.
All right. So check it out, Rising Sun.
Welcome everyone to the January edition of Here and Now podcast, presented by the Gamer Dojo. My name is Brian, aka Dropkick, and with me is the panel of Gamer Dojo-ists people. We'll throw it to my right here. We got Henry.
hi, Henry, Disruptor 0001.
And then straight across from me is Keith.
Hey, Keith, aka Keithy Borash.
And then our producer of the Gamer Dojo, we got G.
Hey, G here.
Sorry about that, drinking water. And my name again is Brian, and we're going to talk about stuff that we, played, watched, viewed in the month of January that caught our interest, and hopefully it will catch yours. So let's start the show.
So all the movies that came out this month, maybe you guys saw Insidious. Did anybody see that? Did anybody see Paddington 2?
No, unless Keith did with his girlfriend.
No,
The Commuter with Liam Neeson? That's the train one? You know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about.
No one saw that one. Proud Mary?
What the fuck is that?
not a good month for movies.
Actually, it was a pretty shitty month for movies, wasn't it? 12 Strong. I always heard about that.
No.
That's like based on a true story about soldiers.
Anytime they say it's based on a true story, I always question it. I mean, they might have rode on horses. I highly doubt the shit they did in the movie. It's kind of
What about Maze Runner, Henry? That came out.
Maze Runner?
I'm not a big fan of those young.
No.
Was a young adult.
I didn't really like Maze Runner 1 when I saw it.
Not really.
I don't know what the hell Maze Runner is. I thought it was like, what's that movie with Jennifer Lawrence?
Hunger Games.
Yeah, I thought it's that.
It's based on like a novel series.
It is a lot like Hunger Games.
Like Percy Jackson type thing.
Kids are killing each other or something.
I mean, I'm all about kids in today killing each other, but when it comes to movies, no.
I feel it's all a rip-off of Battle Royale anyway.
It all is. Everything.
So did anyone see any new movies this month?
Mom and Dad with Nicolas Cage?
No.
I've never heard of that one.
I don't know what that is.
It's a horrible month for movies. Oh my god.
I mean, I guess you could count it for last month. Bright on Netflix. I mean, that's technically a new movie.
Yeah, we didn't talk about that.
I don't know.
Did everyone see Bright?
No.
Is that the Will Smith vehicle?
Will Smith.
Yeah.
It's basically essentially is what if Lord of the Rings and was Training Day
Yeah.
with
Came together.
Yeah.
kind of mixed together.
Well, we did talk about
Literally
this.
is
We
yeah.
No. All right. So that's enough about
No.
Yeah, so
All right. So movies sucked this month. So we don't really have anything. We didn't see anything.
I saw a movie actually.
Oh.
so-
I saw Day of the Dead Bloodlines. Which,
Oh, yeah, that's right.
which is kind of like a reboot of Day of the Dead.
The George Romero.
Right.
Classic.
It wasn't exactly a reboot, but it's because it wasn't a remake.
Yeah.
Just a reboot. It was bad though.
it was bad. What made it bad? It was just awful.
Acting was awful. Remember Rhodes from the original?
Yeah.
He was such like an aggressive guy.
I love Rhodes.
The Rhodes character in this one was awful. He had no emotion. The bub type zombie in this is like Solid Snake. He'd like sneak around and take
Right.
out people.
It's bizarre.
It was bad.
So the director and the writer of this movie obviously has never seen a zombie film, let alone the classics.
Yeah.
It was
Friday
bad.
Night Sin-
I didn't even see the point of it because it's a reboot, but it was a low budget.
I don't know. George Romero is dead now.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, he passed
died.
away.
Oh.
So,
Oh, the weird thing is that they did a reboot of this is actually the second, I believe, Day of the Dead
Yeah,
remake.
yeah.
There was another one that they
yeah, like early
they did.
2000s. I
Yeah,
remember
that was really bad too. I mean,
Oh,
I'm just
yeah.
surprised that Romero actually gave his okay on some of these.
It's stupid. The zombies kind of like ran and stuff. It's not,
Really?
yeah, they're like
They pulled a
running
Dawn of
zombies.
the Dead remake like
Yeah.
shit on it.
I don't like running zombies.
No, I don't.
I mean, it fits in certain movies. I could see it worked in 28 Days.
Yeah,
Are those considered zombies?
I would say those are more infected.
infected,
than
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
zombies.
It's like a T virus type.
They're infected. They didn't like to come back from the grave. They were just infected.
That's just infected with adrenaline? Was that the
Yeah.
whole
Pretty much.
concept?
It was just bad. Not even a funny movie to laugh at. It was just
We're doing Day of the Dead.
yeah. It wasn't like so bad it's funny. It was just
It was really just bad.
So-
That's the
They don't
worst.
they don't really make so bad it's funny movies anymore. I can't really think of the last one.
Bird Epidemic. Remember that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, or like maybe the first Sharknado just because how outrageous it was.
Yeah.
But then they made 5 of those and
Alright, well,
All those sci-fi movies are all outrageous. They're pretty funny.
yeah. Alright, so I guess that's it for movies.
So, what did you, on a grade letter scale, you give this remake movie?
Probably an F.
An F, a fail.
There's nothing good about it. I can't say
Nothing.
anything good about it.
Why even bother remaking a classic anyway like that? It's impossible.
well, the way I remember people describing is that it's just kids. They don't like watching older movies. It's the same reason why people don't watch like the original versions of certain like foreign movies.
Yeah.
So
They don't wanna read
because they don't want to
subtitles.
read subtitles, like The Ring and all that.
Because
Well,
they're
fuck them.
lazy assholes.
Yeah, they're just lazy. I got a few like 4K movies. So Hitman's Bodyguard.
So you good?
It's all right. I mean, it's stupid fun. I
Yeah.
guess.
Mm.
American Assassin was all right with Michael Keaton.
Oh yeah.
Atomic Blonde was all right too.
Well, I saw that.
It's all right. I mean, there's like one really cool fight scene on the
Yeah.
stairway, but then the rest of the movie was kind of slow, more like a spy thriller more than an action movie.
Yeah.
Disaster Artist. That was good.
So that started pretty new.
It's funny.
Did you like it?
Yeah, I like The Room, so
Yeah.
I appreciate that movie. I think
Did you think James Franco did a good job, or is it overhyped?
he did a good job.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't sound like the Tommy
Tommy
Wiseau,
Wiseau.
yeah, but he did a good job. I think.
Dude, some of the I've read a lot of stuff about him about that movie, and some of the stuff he decided to do in that movie is insane. I mean, they even talk about it in the movie, where about they're filming on a green screen. It's like, dude,
Right.
you live in like in a building with
Yeah.
an actual like background. You don't need to spend all this money on a green screen.
Yeah.
And like, it's like
he was upset with recording everything in the studio
Yeah.
to make it Hollywood movie. It was weird philosophy, but
He is insane.
but if you watch it, he's pretty likable. That guy, Tommy.
Yeah, right. In the movie, he's very
Yeah,
likable.
it's just like Ed Wood. If you remember that movie,
Yeah.
yeah,
Which I loved. I loved that movie.
it's pretty much the same.
Seemed like they were having fun in Ed Wood. I don't know about the.
No, everyone on the set wasn't having fun. No. It's good.
supposed to be working, not having fun.
Yeah, exactly. It's good. I recommend it though if you like funny movies.
Disaster
So,
Artist.
That's your pick of the month. I don't have any picks this month.
No, it came out I think last year sometime, but I saw it recently.
But it didn't come out like a full release. Like it was like limited release, and then it was out of the theater so quickly.
Right.
What, The Room?
Like yeah. No, the Disaster Artist. It was a limited release.
I didn't know that.
The Room, they said, came out one theater only.
I think it was, in
originally.
LA. It came out in LA, and there was like a big, like apparently like a board, like a billboard, and that was the only like advertising it had.
They made $1,000, I think.
Wow.
That's it.
I heard that billboard actually had his real phone number on it, so you can call him, and he'll tell you where to see the movie.
Yeah. It's good, though.
Cool. He's a crazy man, but you gotta appreciate how dedicated he was to making that movie.
Well, it finally paid off for him after how many years?
20 years almost now,
Pretty much.
I would say. That movie came out in 2000.
Yeah, 1, 2.
2001, 2002, so it's close to about 15 years.
He was on Tim and Eric's show years ago, like 10 years ago at least.
Yeah.
They had a whole episode of him directing it.
I think I want to make love to you.
I have to come back in 2 minutes, okay? I am Pigman. I am Pigman. I am Pigman. I am Pigman.
But then they played The Room on, was it April Fool's Day, I think.
Yeah.
Adult Swim.
So they knew about this movie years ago.
And he was in Samurai Cop 2. I don't know if anyone's watched that. There's a forklift dance movie.
I believe I've
Part
watched it.
two?
No, part 1.
Part 1 was, I saw that one.
Nothing new, something recycled. What's an old movie you watched recently
An old
that
movie?
you recommend off the top of your head?
Just straight out.
Straight out.
Just because I've been watching, I guess. Mad Max Fury Road.
Yeah, I was watching that the other day.
No, because I got that free with my because I bought a crap ton of like the TV I bought 4K came with a voucher for a free 4K movie.
Nice.
One of the movies I was right on this front screen is like Mad Max. I was like, why not?
Cool.
First movie to try on in 4K and
How's it look on 4K? Amazing.
It looks like what I remember watching on IMAX.
Wow.
Just without the bigger screen. It's just clarity of it. It's kind of up there.
Yeah,
And I want down the line to get a Atmos like the Dolby setup, like they have in the Dolby theater.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
Because they sell the surround sound system, but like $2,000, and it's only one bar. It's literally like it's a huge bar, but it like shoots the sound like above you. So like you get like all the like surround sound, with just one setup instead of multiple speakers.
$2,000. It's like the new Bose.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
Good lord. How much did the 4K TV run?
it was on sale because like with all the Super Bowl, they were selling them for like $350.
What?
50-inch, yeah, 50-inch
Where
TV.
was this?
Amazon.
Damn.
You can still get it. $350 for 4K TV and it HDR.
It
I
looks
was
good.
like, holy shit.
What's the refresh rate?
It's I think it's 120.
120.
Yeah, it's because I don't think 4K can go any lower than 120 right now. Not with HDR.
What's like the higher end? Like 240? But that's like $1,000, $2,000.
Yeah, if you're talking about like OLED and all that, then you're going into or the new HDR was it lighting setup was a Dolby Vision.
Mm-hmm.
That's like for the 1,000 and above price range TVs.
What are you
But
doing?
for an entry level, I mean, $350. I mean, playing 4K games and
And
4K
what size
movies.
TV?
It's about the same size as yours.
Wow, yeah. That's totally worth it.
Shit, yeah.
But then we gotta buy a new Xbox or new PlayStation.
No, your Xbox is actually 4K.
Is it?
Movie compatible. You can actually pop in 4K movies and it'll work on it.
Okay.
And
But the games won't.
the games don't because it's none of the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox, the standard Xbox One, they don't have 4K like
in.
chips and all that. So, but I would say at least for the movies, maybe, just because
I know. I love
you're probably gonna like the how clear. And I've been trying to find some older movies too to try it. I mean, Blade Runner they did a
The
good
original
job with the
Blade
original
Runner.
Blade Runner.
Oh, cool.
And Mad Max was good, and I'm hoping to get a Labyrinth sometime.
Yeah, that'd be
I want
sick.
to see that in 4K.
Any Jim Henson, I'd love to get that.
Yeah. Because the good thing about old films is that when they don't do CGI, when they record and film, it's actually a higher resolution than 4K. So they can just literally take the image and just clear it up, and it'll work with 4K. Whereas if you do digital, they film at a certain resolution. So at a certain point, you're gonna have to upscale it or.
Yeah. That's why Stanley Kubrick's movies look awesome today.
Which is nice, and Blade Runner, like watching it's like wow, it's like they were able to clear that up extremely well.
Cool. How about a classic movie? Can you think of one, Ryan?
Off the top of my head, classic movie, I'm gonna have to go with Windy City Heat.
Ah, nice.
That's the Comedy Central vehicle with Jimmy Kimmel as a producer. It's about a prank on an actor called Scary Perry Caravello. And they just pretty much follow this guy around and make a fake movie. And you get to see, I guess, the desperation of an actor trying to become famous. He doesn't want to be an actor, he wants to be famous. Pretty much, he wants to be rich. And they just mess with this guy.
He thought it was a real.
He thought it was real. A movie filmed in 5 days or 7 days. He thought it was a real thing.
They just totally fucked with him.
But see, I heard he was in on it, and then I heard he wasn't.
Yeah.
If he was in on this joke, he's the greatest actor of all time. If he wasn't in on the joke, it's the funniest movie of all time.
Yeah. No, it's great. I remember that one.
Oh man, because I watch it. I listen to their podcast at work every now and then. It's only a couple episodes, but it's funny stuff. And the movie is it's on YouTube. You can check it out. Windy City Heat. If you want a good laugh, this isn't an Oscar winner. It's just a movie that will make you laugh. That's for sure.
Yeah.
But that's my recommendation.
Something I forgot to talk about last episode when we did our year review. A movie. I don't know if it came out in 2017, but The Void. That would have been.
That came out, I think, at the far end of 2016, but early. Well, at least as far as coming out in theaters, it came out early 2017.
Well, I didn't see it until 2017, and that would have been my movie of the year probably. I love that movie. I recommend it.
I did forget to talk about it just because it came out so early.
Yeah, we saw it really early on.
Yeah.
The Void. Let's see, Dark Song, which I also forgot to talk about. That's a Netflix movie. It's a horror movie. Totally recommend it. I don't want to give anything away. It's like a pretty surprise movie. Slow, but I thought it was really well done.
Probably another one that hasn't really jumped out because the more I'm thinking about it, there's nothing that jumps to mind for television.
Nothing new is out. That was the assumption.
I can name some of the movies or the TV shows that came out this month.
Yeah.
Well, there's really nothing that really came out. I mean, because we're still in the middle of like.
Yeah.
Usually, right now is when the second part of certain seasons like start again.
Yeah.
So they'll have like a holiday break and then they'll continue on.
Yeah.
Right now, I think we're just starting off with whatever season.
There's some like L.A. to Vegas. Anybody watch that one?
No,
It's a comedy. Comedy show.
You know that, Keith?
No.
L.A. to Vegas. No. The X-Files started up again.
X-Files is actually pretty decent. I like the new season.
So far,
a lot more
so
than
good.
the last season. It was alright.
It just started up again. Came out January 3rd. It was the first
As long as Chris Carter doesn't touch any of that shit, usually it's good. 'Cause every time Chris Carter does an episode, you get either confused or you're like, what the fuck? He's breaking his own fucking story from like the past 8-9 seasons.
Maybe forgot we wrote back
Probably. Yeah, how about you finish a Millennium? That was another show they never finished.
They did kind of finish it.
He did finish
in
it.
the X-Files episode. Remember?
Oh yeah, that's right. He shows up. Okay, that's more of an Easter egg than anything.
And it came out in 2000, right when it was supposed to happen, the Millennium.
I like that show quite a bit.
Yeah, it was canceled early. Yeah,
It was canceled early.
it was good, and I liked how it was a crossover on X-Files. I thought that was really cool at the time.
It was a darker show than X-Files too.
Much darker.
They dealt with like actual serial killers and like cults and all that.
Demons and shit. It was cool. And that actor is awesome. Lance Hendrickson.
Hendrickson, I think. Lance Hendrick.
Yeah, he's good. Bishop in Aliens.
Bishop?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The original Bishop.
Yeah. All right, so then we also have Philip K. Dick's Electric Dreams, which is an Amazon show.
Haven't caught all of it. I caught a few episodes.
That came out this month.
I haven't watched it yet.
I guess like they saw the success of Black Mirror, and they're kind of like banking on that.
Yeah.
Well, Black Mirror is an anthology of like new authors and stuff. Whereas Philip K. Dick, there's only a certain amount of works that you're going to be able to take from.
Yeah.
A lot of his short stories.
Yeah.
And a lot of his short stories got made into films anyway to begin with. So it's kind of like you're kind of retreading a lot of stuff he's already done. And they already have another show on Amazon. Was it Man
in the High Castle?
Castle? That's another.
That's a good show.
Yeah.
It kind of went over people's heads, I think. All right, so another show that came out this month, Black Lightning on the CW.
No.
First.
No, I can only follow only a certain amount of comic book shows.
I know, right? It's kind of getting overkill now.
I haven't watched a single comic book television show.
I would
I
say
haven't watched a single one.
I absolutely loved the first 2 seasons of Arrow because it basically
Arrow,
is
yeah, I always
because
heard
it
Arrow was
basically
good.
is Batman,
Mm-hmm.
but without it being Batman. Especially when they got like Deathstroke and a lot of like Batman villains in there too for a while.
That's cool.
I loved it, and then Flash was kind of lighthearted fun, and then I kind of like Gotham just because it's you get to see a lot of the other villains in the Rogue Gallery instead of just the Joker and Two-Face. Two-Face is not even in it at the moment.
Oh no,
No, it's just
Isn't it just Harvey Dent?
it's Harvey Dent.
Harvey Dent's it's just Harvey Dent. And it's not, but he basically doesn't come out Two-Face until like really
So
late.
after his career takes off and stuff, he becomes a district
He's just a
attorney.
lawyer.
Like his
still.
height, right? His height.
But they
is
made it so
popular.
that they're in like proceedings in court. Like he'll sometimes if he pisses him off, he'll just like
He'll get
flip out. Like he'll
yeah,
just
you can see it coming.
you can see it coming.
That's cool.
Someone threw acid in his face and he helped.
Yeah, with a piece of paper perfectly straight down the middle of his face.
Which one was that? Was that
Tommy Lee Jones, Batman Forever. That classic gem.
Planet Earth, Planet
Oh,
Blue
part two,
Planet
right?
Part 2?
I didn't see that.
You ever see Planet Earth one?
Yeah, I remember when that came out, everyone was like
Yeah.
That's
amazed
cool.
by it.
That was one of the first Blu-rays I had, and I thought it was amazing.
I'm debating it. I might just ask my parents to just get that themselves for like on 4K and see how it is. I don't want to go on my way to get it in 4K and just watching. I mean, I can get it on TV, but they don't have a 4K version of it, so it just looks a little blurry on my screen. It'd be nice to see.
I think it'll probably look amazing. Baskets. Anybody watch Baskets?
No.
I watched that show. I think it's great. It's so weird. Like it's hard to explain. It's a comedy, but there's also like some dramatic moments in it, and it's probably like pretty dark comedy. But Zach Galifianakis, like Fred Armisen, like I was saying before, he just makes the show. He's great. But also Louis Anderson plays his mother.
Yeah, didn't he win like an award for that?
Yeah, he's so good. He's so believable as a
As a woman.
as a woman, and as his mother. It's like weird. That's about it. Waco.
Oh man, I saw.
Waco, you liked it?
No, I saw. I think it's not out yet, is it?
No, it came out this month.
Did it come out this month? I don't remember seeing it.
I think it just started a few days
I think it just
ago.
started it because I caught a little bit of it
Maybe
on
one
TV.
What's Waco?
Waco, Texas.
It's the story of that. It's on the Paramount Network.
The former Spike TV?
Yep.
No.
Was it a cult, right, or some sort of place? And
Yeah,
then they
this
had
is
to,
like a religious cult.
yeah,
and
and they ended up
and
just
stuff.
breaking or putting that entire place to siege.
Yeah, and they killed everybody.
Yeah, they killed everybody.
That was the one that happened in the 90s, right?
Yeah.
About the comment or something?
No, that was the
Oh, that's
Heaven's Gate.
something else.
Yeah,
Heaven's Gate.
That's different.
Heaven's Gate.
I remember
cult.
that.
Yeah.
No, Waco was like he was like a Catholic or
What's his
Christian
name?
type
David
or-
Koresh?
Yeah,
Is that his name?
That's his name.
Yeah.
and I guess he was like one of those cult leaders. Like what is it? Jim, the guy who everyone drank the Kool-Aid and died.
Oh, Jim Jones.
Jim
or
Jones.
Something Jones.
Yeah, I think you're right.
The
Jim
Jones
Jones.
Colony. That's what it's called.
Jonestown.
Jonestown. Yeah.
Dick Jones.
So it's kind of like that.
Not like that.
But anyway, all right, Waco. That's it for regular TV shows.
Anyone else?
Any new anime this month?
Did you watch Devilman Crybaby?
No, I mean
Where's that on?
that's on Netflix.
Good. I highly recommend it. It's
From
remember
where,
the
from where I heard it's also
OVA
really good.
Devilman made by manga.
Yes.
It's like that. It's not censored at all. A lot of
Well, it better not
violence.
be on Netflix.
It's 10 episodes long, short series. But the
That's
visuals
pretty
is
decent.
really cool. The guy that made a few episodes, Space Dandy, made it, so it has very cool visuals.
Oh, really?
Bright colors.
Wait, the guy who made Cowboy Bebop made it?
No, it's
The artist.
It's like special director. He did a few episodes of Space Dandy, so it has good retro wave music. It's
Ooh.
Surprise! I remember the manga movies back in the
Yeah.
day. Devilman, how violent that
yeah,
was.
it's violent. But
Do you remember the commercial that would play?
yeah,
What was the name of the song and artist for?
that was KMFDM
Yes,
Yeah.
it was.
Ultra.
Yep.
Yeah. And we used that for Here and Now back in the day, and we got in trouble for it.
Yeah,
Still an awesome
Shout
song.
out.
but I recommend that
song.
Devilman Crybaby
Don't make cry.
if you want to watch something different that's not your typical anime for sure.
Nice.
What if we want to watch our typical anime, Keithy?
Then you can watch Orion School. What's that show?
What? Or that's like 10, 15 years old, Keith.
Sailor Moon Crystals.
There you go.
That's something Dan's watching right now, I think.
Dan does like
Sailor Moon.
Sailor
Yes.
Moon.
He's always like saying,
What's his
Well, he likes a
name?
lot of the older stuff too. I do too, but I mean, I'm a little bit more obscure in some of the weird shit that I watch. But
Mad Bull.
yeah, man.
that's not really a show. I
Angel
mean, it's more
Pop.
like 3 episodes of just the most racist shit you'll ever see on TV.
Golden Boy.
I had a feeling this evening might end up like this, so I used these grenades for a jockstrap.
What was it? Galaxy Express.
Galaxy Express 999.
No, I was thinking of Angel Cop, right? That was the
Angel
other one
Cop
where
is good.
something about Jews and all that
Oh
shit.
my god.
Oh, yeah.
Angel Cop, I recommend.
Appleseed.
That was good.
Appleseed, it depends. If you watch Appleseed, the CG movie,
No, the old school.
oh, the old one,
Yeah.
it was so convoluted though, because you had no idea what the hell's going on.
You
It's
really
like, there's
don't.
cops and they're busting in these, or like arresting these robots. Like, what the hell?
I remember having that on
Yeah,
VHS.
but it was like English
Yeah.
because our local store was at Sound.
Man, you wanna talk-
Sim Goody.
It was the same. What else was on that part of that whole? What was the company called? It was
Manga,
called,
wasn't it?
You guys, Manga Corps or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they had like the Dominion Tank Police. That was another one I remember
Yeah, I
watching.
remember that.
I never watched that.
Didn't Iria originally come out through them?
I think that was.
Ninja-
I think that was them
Ninja
too.
Scroll
No,
too?
Ninja Scroll was
Ninja
manga
And,
because it was the same studio as Perfect Blue and
yeah, Ghost in the Shell.
Ghost in the Shell, and also eventually before they went away was the end of Evangelion. That was like the kind of like the big last movie they released,
Yeah.
which I still have the DVD for, and it's still worth $100 because you can't find it because there's no. They never bought. To say
never
on
re-released
Blu-ray,
that?
never on Blu-ray, never on anything.
I think I had
Shit.
that on DVD.
I
It's
had that on
expensive.
DVD.
You have the original with the little poster inside, like with the flip side of
No,
discs,
you have
DVDs.
different. It was like they updated it.
We had the
God damn it.
2005 or whatever it was, 2003 DVD.
The DVD I had that was worth a little bit was the original record of Lotus War.
Oh shit!
Oh, I remember that.
But
yeah.
then they released the Blu-ray after how many years? Like 20 years later.
Well, they released it pretty quick considering it came out in Japan last year. They released it this year.
You should get a copy of that.
I want that.
Well, it's supposed
A
to
lot
be
of old anime,
Japanese.
like City Hunter, is also pretty expensive.
Really?
My DVDs from City Hunter, yeah.
What about?
Because they like shows who the fuck remembers City Hunter except for some random weeaboo kid or some Asian kid who remembers it.
Any other shows? Nothing.
Did
What?
Dragon Ball Super have any
We're
episodes
still-
this month? January?
They had a couple, but we're still going strong in this tournament. Apparently, the show will end in March. I heard there's 4 more episodes left of the tournament. So we are coming towards the end of Dragon Ball Super.
Video game of the month.
Video game of the month. I think so far probably Dragon Ball Fighters. Or is it Dragon Ball FighterZ? I would say it's probably game of the month that came out this month for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somewhat of a
Well, who is that? Is that the only game that this dojo has played?
Well, I want to say we'll talk about Dragon Ball Z's fighters for a 2nd. I'm a big fighting game fan. I think a lot of the guys here at the dojo. I think that's how the dojo was formed, was through fighting games.
Yep.
I would consider the wrestling games fighting games.
yeah.
The UFC games, I would consider those fighting games. Tekken was a big game.
Second
in this
was
house.
the game.
Yep. Big Street Fighter fan, big King of Fighters fan, big Soul Calibur fan,
Mortal
big
Kombat,
Mortal Kombat, Dead or Alive. I think we played every fighting game.
Virtual Fighter, yeah, all of them.
We even own a Tekken Tag cabinet.
Yeah, it's not really working, but we have it.
It's there. It just needs a couple, tender loving care.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a huge game. Tekken Tag 1. But about Dragon Ball Z Fighters, as a fighting game, it's kind of simple, but I think there's enough to it where it doesn't feel like a disappointment, like say the Naruto games or the other Dragon Ball Z games where everyone felt exactly the same and it kind of gets boring after a while. I think they did enough to keep your interest in this game. The graphics are amazing. The music sucks. There's some good points and bad points.
That's true. Music's very generic.
Yeah. Me and my friend had a hard time getting into, I guess, what's it called, a ring match to fight each other. That wasn't working at the time. Maybe they'll release an update where it gets working, so that's a bad thing.
I know, I was trying to play it the other day and I was having trouble getting online matches in general.
Yeah, it seems a little glitchy right now.
The hobbies are always full.
Yeah. But there's a couple of bad points about it, but overall, I think it's a great game.
The good outweigh the bad. I think the limited roster is a negative.
Yeah, it's only about 20 people.
Yeah, but there's going to be 8 DLC characters. So.
Yeah. Just for this season, who knows, it might go another season, they'll probably add more people.
But you don't need 2 versions of Goku, 2 versions of Vegeta, and if rumors are true, for the...
3 versions.
Yeah, for the 8 coming out, you're going to have 3 versions of Goku.
No, because aren't the God versions different?
They're not stronger.
Moves, but they do different moves.
Just different moves.
Yeah.
But do you want... I don't know.
I know what you're saying.
Throwing it up there.
I'd rather have different characters than the same character. And maybe like just make Goku, one of his super moves is to turn Super Saiyan, and then his other super move, like his max move, is to turn Super Saiyan God.
Well, they had it with Frieza, where Frieza in the game is normal, like Frieza 4, right? And then Frieza turns gold.
Yeah.
As one of their power moves, where Goku could turn, Super Saiyan Blue. No, it's definitely it's a balanced fighting game where everyone pretty much does the same motion for a move, but everyone has different moves.
Yeah. Did you play through the story? They explain it why it's all balanced out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's really ham-fisted way of explaining why everyone's so balanced.
Yeah, it's kind of like with Injustice, there's kryptonite everywhere.
Yeah, or like they had like injections or something about like a virus where.
Oh, okay.
Who are the 3 characters that you like to use? Because it is a 3-on-3 battle.
Right, you can't do single battles.
Similar to Marvel vs. Capcom.
Yeah.
So we'll go around and name our favorite
go around
characters.
name your team.
All right, I'll start. Tien as my opener.
Okay.
Then Adult Gohan, and then Teen Gohan.
So 2 Gohans.
2 Gohans, and they're very similar, but I just kind of like his style.
Right.
And Tien, I like him as my opener because he's good at building up the super.
Okay.
For my Gohans who need like the full bars,
right,
to do some of their moves. So
that's fun.
Yeah, so that's my team.
My team is Yamcha. He's my offensive fighter. He close range fighter pretty much, but he has Kamehameha, which is good for long distance. Android 16, which is more of like he's like a tank character, I would say. A lot of grabbing, and a finisher that'll kill you full bar. So that's if you land it, it's good. And then you can switch out and recover. And Ginyu as the unorthodox fighter.
Whoa, yeah, that's interesting.
He could send out all the Ginyu Force members. And you could change, so that's good strategy.
Switch bodies.
Yeah, I like to use them last. What about you, Henry? Who's your team?
I kind of the only person I really use a lot is Trunks. I use Android 18 as a backup because their assist is like a shield. Usually it's pretty useful. And then usually I go with someone with range, so I usually pick Goku as my last pick. But it kind of goes on and off because I usually use... Actually, I use Cell a lot when I play it single player. So,
nice.
So it's a weird combination of Trunks, Android 18, and Cell.
I can see your favorite story arc, Cell Saga.
Yeah.
Let's see, the 3 that I like to use, I stick with the super characters. I start off with Hit, Universe 6 Assassin. I believe it's 6. He's mostly counter-based, which is a nice different approach in the game. Followed by Beerus, the God of Destruction. He's not... How do I word this? His punches aren't going to knock you out with one hit, which they should in the game, which is kind of cool, but he just has a complete unique fighting style that out of everyone in the game, and I'm still trying to understand it, but I think he's going to be a real tricky fighter to use. And my last guy rounding out is Goku Black. I picked him just on a whim because I hated the character in the show, but using him in the fighting game is pretty cool. Quick, just like Goku, but has a totally different move set to the Goku in the game, which I kind of like. What's your game?
I'm gonna go on opposite. I'm gonna say Monster Hunter is game of the month.
Nice.
Just because of all the. I mean, as cool as Dragon Ball Z is, it's still. It kind of just hits that nostalgia, whereas Monster Hunter was kind of like. I don't think I've played a Monster Hunter game on a console since the PlayStation 2, and even then, like the controls on it was just so weird and unconventional that I never really got around to playing it for any longer than maybe a few hours. But this one, I just think I spent just over the weekend like 20-25 hours with Dan.
Wow.
Nice.
Just hunting monsters and stuff. Extremely fast, no loading, and easy enough to get into. And it's tough. Some of the monsters you fight, you're trying to track it and trying to knock it out. The different weapons you have, it takes time.
So, what class do you use or weapon do you use? I think Monster Hunter's
I think
about weapons.
it's weapons. So I kind of switch between the long sword and the gun lance, which is essentially just you hold down. You have a shield and then you have a kind of a spear with a gun.
Right.
It's built into it. You shoot a couple of times, and usually your last hit on the combo, you stick the gun into the monster, and you fire off like a spear that explodes after a bit, and it's a piercing weapon. So some of the enemies with harder shells, it'll puncture right through and deal a lot more damage.
This is for Xbox One?
PS4, Xbox One, and PC.
What are you playing on?
What was that? I have it on Xbox One.
Does it remind you of like Phantasy Star Online or something?
Kind of, but actually, you know what? It does kind of remind you of fantasy, but you don't buy weapons in this game. You have to craft everything yourself. So there's no such thing as like just powering through the game just because you have the money for it. Mm-hmm. You have to actually go and hunt the monsters, and hopefully by killing it, you'll get the materials you need to build better gear and weapons. So like, in each type of monster, once you meet it and you research enough of it, you'll get what weapon and armor they can build from them. Mm-hmm. So right now I look like a chicken just because of the way the feathers you pull from the monster. Okay. You form it around your suit, and each armor set you get from certain monsters, they have weaknesses and strengths. Okay. So I think mine is just
scenarios you want to use certain.
Yeah, so you want to switch around armors based on what type of monster you're going to hunt. So yeah.
Can you carry as much as you want, or is it?
No, there is a carry limit.
That's good.
And the cool thing about Monster Hunter is that you always need it's one of the few games that you have to kind of use items. Like most RPG games, you just kind of stockpile a ton of shit that you'll never use. Yeah. Whereas this one, when you're fighting out in the field, you're going to be using potions to heal. That's good. There's no healing like automatically. Yeah. You have to set traps, like little traps on the ground to stun monsters. And monsters all have different tells. So if they're doing a certain thing, you got to realize what type of attack they're doing. Or when they start dying or they're close to death, they'll start limping away and trying to run back to their little nest to go to sleep.
I was watching you play that, and actually I saw that part. Yeah. Where the monster was running back to its cave.
Chasing it down.
I want to name a couple other games too. I think one of my biggest disappointments is Street Fighter V Arcade Edition. Not that it's a bad game. I really like the game Street Fighter V. I think it's awesome. What I don't like, my biggest problem with Street Fighter V, and has been since the beginning, is the amount of money they want you to sink into the game is like insane. Right. Like, I bought it when it was new, so that was $60. Mm-hmm. I bought the season pass, which was like $30. Mm-hmm. Then there's season pass 2, which I didn't get. Now there's season pass 3. In order to get all the characters, you got to get these season passes, or you got to buy them one at a time, which is way more money. Yeah, and all the boards.
They're trying to avoid the old having to rebuy the same games. I mean, it makes sense in that case, but for the most part, it's just because you're essentially just rebuying the game multiple times. Yeah, even at a cheaper price, you're not really getting too much. You're getting new characters, and you get maybe new stages and all that.
I mean, it's ridiculous. So this time they released an arcade mode.
Yeah, they released that just to promote season 3. Right, is what it is.
They were saving it.
Yeah, and some games, that I didn't play, that I would like to mention. Mm-hmm. Lost Sphere. I'm looking forward to trying that out.
Square Enix
game.
That's out.
That's out now.
It looks like I Am Setsuna almost.
Lost Sphere. It's on Nintendo Switch and PlayStation 4. Lost Sphere. Also, a VR game, The Impatient.
Yeah.
Which I am going to be playing that. We'll do a review on that next month.
Right.
And Decidia, Final Fantasy is coming out.
That's cool.
It's coming out in a couple days, like tomorrow or the day after.
30th.
But we're going to be getting that through GameFly. It's on its way. So
looking forward to that.
we'll do a review on that one next month too. Also, another couple games to look forward to next month. We got EA Sports UFC 3 comes out.
Technically, if you could play right now, if you have the EA Pass.
I should have pre-ordered it. The Shadow Colossus reboot or remake, whatever the hell you want to call it, is coming out next month. Dynasty Warriors 9 is coming out next month. I know a couple of us are big fans of that.
Cool.
Let me see what else is coming out. Bayonetta 1 and 2 for Switch.
Very cool.
It's coming out next month. That weird Metal Gear game's coming out next month.
Survive.
Nah,
Yeah.
I think.
Let's give it a try, I guess.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to rent that one. Yeah, and there's a good amount. Like Secret of Mana is also coming out next month.
Yeah, the remake.
Yeah, it's like a lot of remakes coming out next month.
Is that coming out for the Switch also?
I think no PS4.
No, it's a PS Vita and PS4 exclusive.
Fucking PS Vita.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, who fucking still plays them?
Brian, anything good on Switch lately you've been playing?
No,
Even if they're older.
the one game I have been playing was the Metroid Return of Samus game. Even though that came out in the summer,
You just picked it up.
I just picked it up and beat it the last couple of weeks.
Is it the first Metroid game you ever beat?
That was the first Metroid game I ever beat.
You never beat the first one?
No, never beat the first one.
That
Never
game is
beat
freaking hard.
Super Nintendo. Never
beat
beat
the
the
first
Game
one.
Boy.
Never played
Never played
Prime
it.
games.
I never played any of the Prime
The
games.
GameCube one, the Prime one.
Yeah,
That was a great game.
never played it.
Part 1.
I think I watched people play it, but I never sat down.
I liked that one.
But yeah, I just wanted to sit down and play a Metroid game, and I don't know, I really enjoyed it. It made me makes me want to bust out the SNES Classic and jump on Super Metroid. Now you're playing with power.
So no Switch games.
No Switch games this month. I will be.
What do you got to
What's
talk
that?
about?
What's that in your hand?
Well, it came out last month, but I've been playing it. Xenoblade Chronicles 2. First one's one of my favorite games ever. So
Ever
the part
of all
2
time?
of all time.
Wow.
Definitely my favorite gaming moment ever is when you go into the field and it's just huge and you explore all that.
Yeah.
But I just like exploring the huge worlds. It's like my favorite thing to do in video games.
It just feels so open.
Yeah, and you do, and it's funny because like you could fight a level 2 creature, but next to it be like a level 30 creature. So you die a lot in that game, but it's not easy, but it's fun. If you like JRPGs,
Yeah.
recommend it.
Is this one as good as the first one, would you say?
Characters kind of suck in this one. I don't really like the anime look too much. The first one, like Shulk, they didn't look too anime-ish, but
Looks a little more realistic.
yeah, story's okay, but I play it just for the exploration. Yeah, that's a good
that's it
game.
for
Sorry.
games?
VR.
VR is new to us. We just got it around Christmas time, so we were just becoming familiar with it.
Yeah, a bunch of games.
Yeah, for PlayStation. And so far, I want to say that I think it's amazing.
Yeah,
I think it's incredible, and I feel like that's probably the future of video gaming.
Definitely beat my expectations because I wasn't expecting much from
Me neither.
PlayStation VR.
No.
Just a game that jumps out is super hot.
Super hot.
That was not made for VR. However, playing it,
yeah.
VR is freaking really amazing.
Yeah.
Same thing with Resident Evil. Wasn't made for VR, but you can play with VR and it's awesome.
It's so intense. It's,
Yeah.
you know, it was
Scary,
scary
yeah.
before. It's nothing compared to
No.
how you feel when you were playing in VR.
Especially if you're wearing like headphones while you're playing it. It's intense.
The Batman game in VR is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Arkham.
And it's just Batman VR, I think.
VR Arkham.
I just-
It's that series, the Arkham
Yeah.
Asylum series, but
What other game was it? This Star Trek game
Star Trek's
in
awesome.
VR.
I like,
So,
yeah. Star Trek. Oh, Until Dawn, Rush of Blood.
that's
Yes.
You're on the roller coaster. That's scary
awesome.
too.
The free game that comes with it, like the kid game. That game is awesome.
Was it Playroom, right?
Yeah, Playroom game is sick. It's just like incredible when you first put that on and like, you're looking around, you look behind you, and there's it's everywhere. You could look over a cliff.
Yeah,
you know
I think Super Hot is the most immersive though, because you can like duck behind things and hide from bullets and stuff.
Definitely would recommend Super Hot.
Anything else?
There's one more topic we could talk about real quick.
Yeah.
Nintendo Labo.
Oh God.
The cardboard.
Yeah. This is video game news that happened in the month of January. Nintendo Labo. Nintendo announced this new thing. It's hard to even explain it. It's like these kits that...
cardboard kits.
Yeah.
That cost $80.
Yeah.
That you build yourself.
Yep.
Yeah. Pre-made cardboard cutouts and materials used to make toy cons and a Nintendo Switch game card, which contains interactive instructions on how to assemble toy cons and software that the toy cons can interact with. So these things will interact with the Switch somehow.
Yeah.
But I just don't know how. What do you guys think about this?
I am not going to buy it. Only because I know first it's going to be a cash cow for Nintendo. Yeah. I mean, you won't be able to touch this stuff. It's going to be sold out everywhere. On that note, surprisingly, Nintendo stock went up 2.4% after they announced this. Yep.
Like I thought this was going to be like a bomb for them.
Yeah.
But it's actually it's rising their stock prices.
I don't know. I always supported Nintendo. I got the Wii U when everyone hated on that. I got the 3DS when everyone hated on that. But with this Labo, I might pass. Like I don't mind their gimmicks like Wiimotes and stuff, but
if I could find it, I might buy it and just put it in a closet.
Yeah. I think you should do that.
I mean, you shouldn't really be surprised. They did the power mat and all that. The power glove.
Yeah, Nintendo's a very gimmicky.
Yeah.
But they're innovators. It might work, might not. If you have a kid, it might work.
Yeah, it's for kids. So.
That's exactly. I think this is going to be really good for younger kids. Supposedly, Nintendo made this to teach kids principles of engineering and physics.
Even before they announced it, there was a message saying, we're going to announce something specifically for kids.
Yeah.
So that way people didn't get there.
Yeah, so...
It's for kids. And,
is it for the hardcore gamers? No. Will some of them buy it? They will.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, even the Amiibos, I bought those originally, but I stopped with that because there's way too many.
Yeah, that kind of got crazy.
Which ones are you missing, by the way?
All the new seasons.
All of them? Everything?
I thought you just clicked the Smash Brother ones.
Yeah, but even with those, I'm missing a lot of them.
Thanks for tuning in to us. We hope you enjoy our little show here, and look out for us once a month or twice a month. Just pump content out for you.
Yeah.
So
trying to do a new show each week, pretty much, if possible.
Yeah. So
we want to hear your opinion too on everything.
Subscribe, like, comments. What do you want to hear? What don't you want to hear? Tell us anything. We will respond quickly.
What was your movie of the month? What was your video game of the month? What was your TV show of the month? Let us know in the comments below.
Yep. Alright, so this is the Gamer Dojo here and now, signing off.
See ya.
Later.